They say that in India, nothing ever goes quite the way that you plan. They also say that India gives you what you need, not necessarily what you want. When I went to study Ayurveda in Hyderabad, I learned that both of these things are incredibly true. Ayurveda is a traditional Indian healing and wellness system. It focuses on the balance of 3 doshas, or energy patterns: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Imbalance in any one of these doshas, caused by stress, poor diet, weather, whatever, manifests as a disease. Treatments focus on aligning whichever dosha is out of whack in a person with herbs, diet, and massage. I grew up using Ayurveda and seeing people being miraculously healed of diseases. When I came to UNC though, my biology classes seemed to say that this way of healing was impossible. The way I saw it though, why couldn't the two be complementary? My questions brought me all the way to Hyderabad. When I left the US, I was armed with a great plan to analyze blood tests, pore over medical textbooks, hold organized meetings every day, and conduct formal surveys with meticulous notes to figure out just how Ayurveda does work on a biological scale. The day I left the US, research still meant my sterile lab bench in Fordham Hall. But after just a few hours in Hyderabad, I realized that things were going to have to work just a little bit differently. At first I struggled, a whole lot. I wanted to plot out cellular pathways, but instead I could barely ask the questions as the doctors checked dozens of people's pulses each day. Meanwhile, he doled out prescriptions such as, take 15 pills that have been dried in the moonlight for a fortnight. When I asked why these things worked, I was generally answered in stories from the Ramayana. Not quite the statistically measurable data I was hoping for. There were some days of serious frustration. But after a little while, I learned that the knowledge would come less from trying to overanalyze, more from just soaking it all in. Every morning and evening, I went for long walks with the patients. I got to know not just what their T3 enzyme levels were, but also how treatments made them feel and what other things they had tried, how their condition affected their jobs and even their kids. Soon my question switched from how does Ayurveda work in the genetic code to how does religion intertwine with Ayurveda, and could Ayurveda ever be compatible with the Western lifestyle? Working in a less structured environment allowed me to expand my field of study and to get a look at all the aspects of the system. I went to Bangalore, where I visited a clinic that incorporated acupuncture and yoga and even had a biomedical research branch. They had beautiful gardens full of all of the herbs used in treatments, and it was so cool to be able to see everything that Dr. Raju had been prescribing in the flesh. In Udupi, I toured an Ayurvedic distribution center that processes and ships packaged herbs all over the world. There I stayed with a pundit, a sort of Vedic priest, who does yagyas, or blessings, for people doing Ayurvedic treatments. He also blesses a lot of the herbs before they're used to treat patients. This was a hard aspect of medicine to wrap my biology brain around, because it's just so abstract. But it let me see just how much work and heart goes into this whole process. As you can see, I also befriended the pundit's kid, Shreyas. Back at the clinic, to start to unwind the biology of Ayurveda, Dr. Raju and I organized allopathic tests to measure patients' progress with their treatments. It was great to see quantitative measurements to go along with patient testimonials. For the most part, we knew when treatments were working, but oftentimes the biomedical results were much better than we would have expected. Measuring the patient's health within a Western framework actually reassured them, and many plan to continue monitoring their progress after leaving the clinic. And after Dr. Raju felt an issue with my thyroid and my own pulse, it was remarkable to see the nodule that I didn't even know existed on a Western scan. This experience has given me such a well-rounded understanding of Ayurveda, and people in general. Every day I learned about new illnesses, from myasthenia gravis to thyroid disease, and I learned to look at the whole person, not just the statistics. Even if I didn't learn the exact molecular pathway behind Shiodara, I did learn the theory behind all of the treatments. This knowledge and all of the connections I made with patients and doctors has given me the insight to ask more questions about medicine, culture, and healing in real life. So yeah, it's true what they say about India. I came to India with a plan and I came back with something totally different. But it was something so much better and so much more real. My Birch Fellowship gave me the chance to roll with it and take advantage of everything India had to offer. I had the best summer of my life and developed strong roots for a future of exploration. I am forever grateful to everyone who has made this possible.